this is the alumni that I was talking about. He graduated with the music, performance, and musical theatre. Quite a long list of accolades to his name. He is currently in a musical theatre production, so any questions relating to that as well will be greatly welcome. So feel free to ask any questions relating to musical theatre, the outside industry, and his journey and how he got there. So everyone, this is Emkay.
So, are we going to do questions? Just questions, or what? Should we speak? Alright. Hello, everybody. I'm Emkay, like Lucas said. I started performing in 2007, grade 11, when I auditioned for a musical in my high school, West Side Story. And then the year after that, I auditioned for the next one, which was my grade 12 year. And then I got the lead role in that. So after that, I knew that there was something there, and I had to carry on pushing for it. Yeah, I remember actually when I decided to first do my first audition, I was working the Spotlight the previous year in a show called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. And the opening is just somebody blowing a trumpet, and I was working the Spotlight, and I forgot to move with the guy because he goes behind the curtain and he comes out the other side of the stage. So it goes on, and then it turns off, and then it goes that side. I had to follow him and then turn it on again. But I forgot to follow him to come in the second time because I was just daydreaming about, why am I behind the Spotlight? I didn't understand. So I was just like, oh, my cue. Okay, wait. And then, yeah, so that's when I decided to first to go through my first audition. And yeah, ever since then, it's been a passion of mine, and it just grew from strength to strength. And this is, my mathematics, 5 years of school plus 2, 7 years. 7 years in musical theatre now. Yeah, this is my first professional year this year, and I am, as we said, in a theatre production at the People's Theatre called Alice in Wonderland Junior, so it's for the kids. It's really amazing, I've learned a lot from there as well about my own voice, which, as you can hear, is a bit problematic at the moment. But yeah, I've just kept some notes with me so I don't get lost, so I hope you don't mind. So, you guys don't have a musical theatre course anymore? You don't? So what are you doing about it?
I'm shy. I want to know them. Yeah.
Sorry? Well, you've got Daniel, so...
This is our first attempt so far.
This is your first attempt. Well, it sounds pretty fantastic from what I've heard already, so you guys are doing well. So I think what I've learned at Wits actually is there's a lot of things that Wits will offer you, but there's a lot of things that you may want that you may not get from Wits. And this is a prime example as well. You need to do it. You need to do it. Probably meet every once a week to get something going, because at the end of it, you'll be thankful for the things that you did by yourself that you weren't doing as part of it. I know that I carried on dancing on the side, I carried on playing piano, I played marimba, it wasn't a course requirement in the music side of things. I actually did music and drama because that's what I wanted to do, so you need to take charge of your degree as well. Don't just wait for everything to be handed to you. So with this, it's important. And I think in the South African entertainment industry, the biggest thing right now is musical theatre. And there's money. There is money. And I mean, you can't rely on just straight plays, you can't rely on just television, because television, everyone is there. It's very difficult. And you can't rely on, well, I don't know what else, plays and television and adverts and that. Musical theatre, you just know that you do a good audition, there are good people in the industry, and they will take you. It's almost as if you are good at musical theatre, you will get a job. So keep pushing it, keep practicing, because you guys are talented. And yeah, I'd hate for this to actually hamper you guys. Let's see. Okay, out there. Everyone speaks about out there and the industry. I mean, it's scary, but you just need to work. You just need to work. You need to, I remember when I graduated, when I got my results last year, I thought to myself, wow, okay, I'm graduating into another university, life university. So when you get a brief, you prepare for it as if it's an assignment. When you get something, you prepare for something as if you're actually going to hand it in and there's a due date. That's the date of the audition. And that's how you have to treat it. I'm still in a university, basically. And every single time a brief comes in for something, you have to, obviously you have to have an agent, first of all. So don't rely on your fourth year showcase as well, because a lot of people don't get agents there. Go out and get agents. If you can get one before, do that. If you don't get one at your showcase, get one after that. Don't stop trying, because they are really important people. They are, I must say, 90% of the work I get is from my agents. So you have to get an agent. Everyone comes in when they're giving talks like this to tell you that it's so hard, you're going to be hungry, you're not going to get jobs, you're not going to... I don't want to crush your dreams. It's about how hard you work. You have to work hard. And you have to take yourself seriously. I went to a talk on Monday at AFTA about tax. And they asked us if we are, when we get a job, if we're employees, or if we take ourselves as employees. And obviously most of us said yes. We're not employees. We are business people. And we are selling our products. We're selling our bodies. We're selling our looks. We're selling our looks. We're selling our voices. We're selling our acting. We're selling our skills. We're selling our services. It's not something that, once they buy it, it doesn't go away. So you have to treat yourself like a business. You have to wait. If you don't have work, what do? If a businessman doesn't have anything to work on, he still goes to work in the morning. You have to wake up in the morning at 7, shower, eat breakfast, sit down and read a play. If you don't have work, you have to keep working. So you have to take it seriously, and it will show. It will show in your auditions. It will show in your work when you do start working. So let's talk about auditions. Luke just sent me a list of things that I should touch on. Auditions, rehearsals, and runs. So auditions, usually what they ask you to do in an audition is to prepare one song, and then when you get there, you have to read and you have to dance. In some cases, 2 songs. It's helpful to have a song that you know that you do well all the time. So don't prepare a new song every single time. I know I've had a song since 2010 that I still use. I use it every single time because I know it's just perfect for me. Whether I'm sick, whether I'm healthy, it just works. Hey? It's called She's Like the Wind by Patrick Swayze. It works every time. Every single time. It's my trick, basically. So have a trick song as well. Yeah, and some auditions are day long. So you get there, you sing in the morning, and then if they like you, they give you a side, and then you prepare the side. They give you a song there, it's probably about 16 bars long, not too long. You sing that, and then you have to dance at the end of the day. So that takes about 4 to 5 hours. Those are most musical theatre auditions. And these are 3 tips that I found that I will impart to you about auditioning. The first one is ownership. You have to own the space. You have to treat, like I said about being a business. It's almost as if when you're auditioning for somebody, you're saying to them, okay, this is what I have to offer you. Think of yourself as a shop. People have to come to you. You own the shop. You own yourself, don't you? So you own your voice, you own your skills, you own everything that you have to offer to them. And they're just taking a look. So when you're auditioning, think about it from that perspective. You own yourself. And you walk into their space as if you own it as well. If you need to warm up, as loud as you need to warm up loudly, because that will give you a better audition. You have to own everything, own the space. Because I know I did an audition about 2 weeks ago, and the lady was like, okay, because they had to change the memory card on the camera. And the lady was like, okay, so while we're busy changing the memory card, did you want to just run it through? And I have a thing about doing a scene twice. I was just like, no, I don't want to run it through. Sometimes you think that you're obliged to do whatever they say. No, it's your time, it's your space, it's your 10 minutes. And you have to give the best audition that you can in that 10 minutes. So I said to her, no, I'd rather do it once. I've prepared this for 3 days, I know it. And I know if I do it once, I'll think about all the mistakes that I've just made, and then I'll trip up in the second time around. So let me just do it once, let me just nail it once. I didn't get it. But that's just life. You don't get everything, even if you give a good audition. Somebody gave a better one, or somebody looks better, somebody's taller. It's that simple. Yeah, but basically just own the space. Auditions, tip number 2, where it starts and where it ends. For me, an audition starts when I get the brief, when my phone rings to send me the email. I read it and I'm like, okay, I have to prepare this, I have to prepare that, I have to prepare this. I know I have to wear, I know you walk into the space as well. I know Gina touches on this a lot. When you walk into the space, you have to greet everybody, you have to go to the pianist, give them your tempo. Your audition starts when you walk into the room, but I take it even further back than that. But I'll say for everyone, to be more open to everyone, it's more when you walk into the space, when they see you walking through the door. That's when your audition starts, because they're already looking at, okay, because they've been planning this for months ahead of time. They know all the characters back to front. And you look already when you're walking in, they're like, okay, it's good for that, it's good for that, it's good for that. As soon as he sings, as soon as he reads, as soon as he dances, we'll confirm whether he is actually good or she is actually good for that part. So that's where it starts and where it ends for me. Where it ends was also when you walk out the door. Because I know for Alice in Wonderland, that I'm busy doing right now, I auditioned, I did everything, and then they said, thank you, goodbye. And then as I was walking out, I was like, actually, and then I just told them a cute little funny story about my first audition that I've ever had there. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if you guys remember me, I auditioned for you 5 years ago. And then, so that leaves a little bit of a sweet taste in their mouth. So don't treat auditions as just, I had to do the scene, I had to do the song, I had to do the dance. Everything in between. When you're busy learning the song, they're looking at you. You know, when you're busy doing that, when you're busy doing this, when somebody else is auditioning and you're just sitting there behind, they're looking at you. Your audition is that whole time. Salt to taste. Don't be too sweet. Because then they're just like, this person's irritating. And it's easy to irritate people. So every once in a while, you just like, look at them frankly and be like, yes, I can do it. Yes, I'm playing guitar. You know, don't be like, oh my God, yes, I can do everything. It gets a bit irritating. It gets a bit irritating. So just give them a little bit of a, show them that you're a professional, show them that you're a grown-up, show them that you can handle the stress, because it is stressful to work on stage and on TV. So just show them that actually I'm grown up as well. So just add a little bit of a, serious tone, and also just be very, very, very nice. And to the people that are auditioning you. Rehearsals. Rehearsals are auditions. Rehearsals are auditions in that those people that you're working for, those people that you have hired you, are still directors. They are planning the next show. They are planning this, they are planning that. They have friends who want people. They know each other. When you are in a rehearsal process, you have to be constantly auditioning. And that means being on time, being 45 minutes early, and just sitting there having a cup of coffee, and they see you because they arrive like 2 hours before rehearsal starts. If you arrive 45 minutes before rehearsal starts, sit there, have coffee, write down, read your lines. You're reading your lines, they can see you reading your lines. You're auditioning through a rehearsal process. You have to do that. Because it works out. You get contacts, people know that you're a professional. It's about being early, it's about pitching the lines during the rehearsals as if it was the show already. Don't be like, okay, no, it's a rehearsal, so I'm just gonna, no. It has to be at the level already. And if it's too much, they'll take it down. That's what directors are there for, to take you down, not to actually push you up. I think that's what a lot of people struggle with. They want directors to push them, whereas directors should be actually tweaking your performance as well, because you have to be in charge. Remember, you're a businessman and you're a businesswoman, and you're offering your services to them, and they say, we want that, we want that, we want that, we don't want this, we don't want this, we don't want that. So, yeah, the funny thing is about professional is in varsity and in high school, you rehearse for months, and then you do around for like a week or 2 weeks. Professionally, it's the other way around. You rehearse for 3 weeks, and you're on for like 3 months. So it was kind of mind love, if I should put it like that. So yeah, it's interesting because you have to get there very quickly. You don't have a long process, and once you're in the show, it's like, wow, I've been doing this. And then you start to get into autopilot mode, and you start thinking about other things. I remember yesterday, I was actually preparing this talk while I was on stage. I'm like, Alice in Wonderland, can we talk about this? Can we talk about that? So I was busy preparing this actually while I was busy during show because we've been doing it for it's our 7th week now. So it's literally like I can do it in my sleep. I can do it in my sleep. Rehearsals, yes. Make offers. Like I said, they're there to take you down. Everything that you learn in 3rd year, for those of you who haven't got to 3rd year, you do improv and you do comedy. Everything that you learn in 3rd year, you have to use in an audition process. Because that stuff, I mean, like I said, it's an audition as well. So if they see how good you are, just making offers, and once you show them that you're at a certain level, they start throwing things at you to see if you can handle them. Because I remember we were busy rehearsing one of the scenes, and then the director, there's nothing scarier than the director just saying, oh, just do something that starts over there and just ends over there. Go. But improv, that's what we learned, right? You go back to 3rd year, because I was just like, wow, do something that starts over there. I was very shocked, but I did it. And, you know, I mean, that showed her, in her mind, that actually, wow, this one. Yeah, there you go. As Nordela Children's Theatre is incredible. You have to do children's theatre. Don't look down on it. It is fantastic. It will test you to your limits. Because as much as it is children's theatre, it's way more demanding than adult theatre, if I can put it that way. I play 4 characters in the show. I've got 3 quick changes. That's like 13, not 13 seconds. I'm just thinking about how many costume pieces I have, like 13. I have to change in like 10 seconds. So it's really challenging. Your voice, I mean, you still like to have a social life. You like to come back at 4 a.m. in the morning, knowing full well that we've got a show at 10 in the morning. So it's really challenging. And it's fantastic. You get to use every single one of your skills that you've learned here at varsity. You know, when you're doing like a straight play, you might have to, you know, just work on this and work on the, you know, and work on the, just small things. With children's theatre, you get to use everything that you've learned and you feel like you are applying your Wits edge, you are applying your degree, basically. So if I should suggest it to you guys, please get into children's theatre as your first job. It's fantastic because then after that, then I know what I can do. I know what I can do because I've been tested to the limit, basically. Yeah, there's nothing better than that. Runs. I think I've already touched on runs, but musical theatre, we're all talking about musical theatre. Your voice is important. You have to look after your voice. My voice is learned. By week 5, it was going away, and then I had to get on the honey, get on the warm water, scarf every day. The sun is blazing outside, and I'm walking with a scarf because I know I have to sing tomorrow. You know, scarf's so important. Water. Try to drink mineral water if you can afford it, because I'm being serious. Don't drink tap water that much, will guilt you. And honey, ginger, all that stuff, put it all together, make one big concoction and just drink that. Your voice is very important. Focus on voice classes. I know a lot of people don't like voice class. It is important because support. All the support things, tricks that they teach you, not tricks, techniques that they teach you to be able to support your voice. I know I've had to go on a show. My voice, as you can hear, it's a bit off right now. It was, I think, 100 times worse than this. And I had to go on stage. You can't not go on stage. And I just relied on my technique, I relied on my degree, I relied on everything I learned. And it helped me. So focus on voice classes, journal. This is my journal now because I'm done studying, as you all know. But having journaled for 5 years, and it's 5 years because I do music, my music degree is 5 years now. Having journaled for 5 years, you can't just stop. It's important. This has all my auditions. When I get a job, I write, okay, I got this job, it's paying this much, this is what I'm going to do. So it's basically my new journal, my 5th year journal, if you can put it that way. Yeah, look after your voice, and yeah, that's the end of my talk, by the way. But I really want you guys to start the musical theatre course again. And Daniel looks like, yeah, he can help you guys out. So do start it up. I'll probably get involved if you do decide to do it. And yeah, thank you.
South African musicals and whether you think that it's an industry that is going to grow more and more, because from what I observe, there seems to be a lot of international musicals that we just reproduce constantly.
Right. South African musicals, I think, yes, there's an industry for it, but it's tough because we're also Americanized. And musical theatre is an American thing, it's an American style. So we have to find our own voice, definitely, and I think there's a new musical that's happening at the moment, not happening at the moment, that's in production at the moment. It's going to be on next year. It's a Johnny Clegg musical. So I think South African musicals, we need to write. Writers, you need to write. Composers, myself, I need to compose, because that's where they're going to come from. They're not just going to magically appear out of nowhere. But yes, I think it's a very powerful industry that is still waiting to grow. It's still very young. But yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
PMA is not an agency, it's a group that manages agencies, so it basically regulates agencies, and only good agencies are with them. So go to PMA, Google PMA. I'm with Artist Connection, they are fantastic for musical theatre. My first agent, I found him at an audition once. And then I'm like, oh, that's great, how's music, what's going on? Like, are you here to check on your artist? It's like, yeah. And then as I was about to leave, I saw he had a number on his shirt, and I'm like, excuse me, are you auditioning? Yeah, so don't go for the really small time guys, because then they'll just take your work away from you. But yeah. Artist Connection only deals with 200 people at any one time. 200 people or less, so you guaranteed to be getting work all the time. Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emkay. Could you just advertise your play once before you leave?
Advertise?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's on, the last show is on Monday. We've been running for 7 weeks. The last show is on Monday. Runs at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. An hour and a half long. Kat's been to seen it, so you can ask her. It's fantastic. And on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, it's 10:30 and 2:30. So please come through.
Where?
At the People's Theatre, Joburg Theatre, up the road. Fantastic. And Pinocchio, which I've just known today that I'm in, is also starting in about 3 weeks.
Thank you very much, Emkay. That's really appreciated. I hope everyone got something from that.